All right, guys, today we have a special video for you on the Jay and Blaine Show. We're here with the 2024 Ski-Doo Freeride, and there's a lot to talk about with this sled across the board on all lengths, all models. So,
absolutely. So before we get to all the cool details, there's a lot of cool changes, why we like this sled so much, the things we've tried to influence over the years. Be sure to subscribe, turn your notifications on, because there's a lot of cool info and a lot of good riding coming with this sled. We're super excited for you guys to be able to see this, get your hands on it, and ride it on top of all that.
A lot of what's on this sled is some feedback from the consumer, you guys. So we're excited to actually have this brought to the market for us, for you, for everyone. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so the first thing, you know, you may not notice right away, but there's a different spindle on the Freeride. And what they did is they took, essentially the easy way to put this is the ski bolt is 3 millimeters further back than a normal sled like a Summit X or Expert.
The spindle makes it just go through the snow, the ruts, the old tracks, very straight, very confidence inspiring.
Yeah, it creates like a more precise feeling.
Exactly. 3 millimeters might not seem like a lot, but trust us, this spindle is a big difference. So we're so stoked on it.
The front end still is 36 inches wide as well, which we personally really like, because this sled, you know, it handles super good in the steep technical terrain, the deep snow, but it's super, you know, planted feeling, but not in a heavy sense. Yeah. It just feels super stable on the hill. But the big change that we're really excited about is back here on the track. This year on the Freeride model, and the Freeride model only, they went to a 15 wide track full bar, which is something we've been testing. We absolutely love. We run it on our mod sleds. So there's no T-motion. It is a rigid rear arm. But you can explain a little more what you think about and what the 15 wide does.
Yeah, to me, the first impression when I rode the 15 wide track and the rigid rear arm was it felt as easy to get over on its side as with T-motion and flex edge, but when you're on the edge, it stays there. It stays where you want to go. Like, it doesn't do anything weird with what's underneath you. So that is, I mean, I can't put it into words, but it is so gratifying and exciting to be able to have that 15 wide rigid rear end to help you go through whatever you're wanting to ride. So this particular model is a 146, which, spoiler alert, 146 Turbo R in a Freeride.
Yeah. The most fun sled I've ever rode, for sure. You know, I think overall my favorite sled, and I think Jay can speak for this, is the 154 as far as the best all-around sled. But man, the 146 is something else. It does want to say wheelie a little bit more, but it's not in a sense of you can't go nowhere. This thing is so super capable of, you know, going. Today we were up some super steep terrain, you know, and yeah, you may have to, you know, switch back just a little bit more, but that's kind of stuff we crave, is, you know, that wild fun factor. And, you know, we want to challenge. You know, these sleds have evolved so much, and it's not, okay, I need to get top of that hill now. It's like, what kind of a gnarly line can I make to get to the top of that hill? And this 146 is where we really do it. But the 154 is super, super playful, just like this sled feels. The 15 wide also makes the sled feel lighter. It gives a lighter feel in the sled itself, which we really like. It's super easy to roll up and around. And again, this 15 wide makes the sled feel super precise and stable.
Yeah, and also being the full rod, non-flex edge, like, I can't say it enough. Having all that in the rear end combined with the spindle, now this sled is fully balanced 100% front to back. And in my opinion, in our opinion, it is the best all-around mountain sled no questions asked.
Yeah, it's built for the jumps, the bumps, but you know, in our minds, this is the sled we want, the Freeride in the steep technical terrain.
Yeah.
With the Turbo R package, you just can't beat it. I mean, this thing works so good. And they're coming with the 4.7 riser again, you know, it keeps that down. That's something we feel is really important with sled setup, is getting that riser and that handlebar height down.
Yeah.
Because your power's in your hips, you know, it ain't leverage no more, it's about finesse. You know, so your power's in your hips, you make smaller movements and you get more accurate, you know, lines and stuff. You be more precise.
Yeah, and overall it saves energy and effort.
Yeah.
Because you're using your power where it's most efficient,
Yeah.
rather than having the sled take you one way or the other because the leverage is up top.
And
But
speaking of saving energy, that was one thing I noticed riding the 154 compared to my current Freeride 154, is I felt like I spent less energy riding around on the 2024 because of the changes they made. It seemed a lot easier to ride, a lot less feedback through any feature, whether it be deep snow or you're crossing frozen tracks, which we all know, you know, that's like, everybody hates that, but you're gonna cross frozen tracks. And when you do it on a side hill going fast, this thing just eats it up and stays going the direction you want it to go.
And a lot of that is because of the new shock package, the calibration in the shocks. So first of all, we've got the KYB Pro 40, which is a 5/8 shaft, so more capacity. And they've also upped the valving. So we've still got the 3-position clickers, but soft is now like the current hard. So you have soft, medium, and hard, and now hard is full send mode. Like, honestly, hats off, this is the most set up sled out of the box for guys like us.
Yeah.
And if it works for us, I honestly feel like it'll work perfect for you.
But this thing feels like a half factory mod out of the box.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. And on top of that, this color looks so good on the snow. The Freeride also comes in a 165 package as well.
Yeah.
With a 15 wide track. So this sled, you can set it up however you want. 146, you know, rowdy mode, 154, got some rowdy mode, maybe a little bit more control as far as I'm gonna go straight up this, or a 165 where you just go anywhere.
You're gonna cruise around any terrain
Yeah.
with ease, slow, fast, whatever. So we're so excited to not only ride these next year, but for you guys to get the chance to ride them. And I feel like it's finally something that Ski-Doo and us in collaboration have brought to the market to satisfy the needs of that aggressive, technical, rowdy rider.
Yeah, a lot of people think that, you know, Jay and I, when we get a sled, we make so many changes out of the box to make it work for us because we're doing such gnarly or one-off stuff. But these things, they come out of the crate and we start them and go ride them all season. There's nothing on these we need to tinker with because they come with the things we would change and make better. So, I mean, you can't go wrong. So be sure to get your snow checks in if you want one of these babies. I mean, I'm ordering a couple of these. These are where it's at.
Yeah. If you have any questions on track length, suspension setup, you know, which there's really not much because it comes bulletproof. But if you have any questions, send us a DM on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Send us a comment, whatever. Would love to talk to you about it. But check this out for your 2024 sled. You won't be disappointed. 15-inch Freeride, baby. So sick.